Say mambo, doi da say go. Doi da say mambo, doi da say go.
That Takes Ovaries, it's a book, it's a play, it's an open mic movement, and it's an organizing tool for women's and girls' empowerment.
Say mambo, doi da say go.
Each woman and girl has some area of their life where they haven't bought into the oppression, where they have remained free and have retained their true self. And each woman or girl who gets up at our open mics and talks about how she perhaps stepped through some fear to retain or recapture that true self ends up being a role model for the other women and girls who come. Hundreds of That Takes Ovaries events now. Hundreds have been held around the United States and, in fact, around the globe. They're like a celebration of women and girls' courage. They're very supportive. We started a That Takes Ovaries open mic movement. So all over the country, women and girls get together and they share their own stories about times they were gutsy, bold, and brazen. My name is Rivka Solomon, and I am the editor of the book That Takes Ovaries. I am leading this open mic movement, and I'm putting this play out there because courage is contagious. And risk-taking is infectious. And I wanted women and girls to read the book, to come to the open mics, and see women sharing their true stories about times they were brave, and thinking, hey, if that woman can do something so courageous, so outrageous, then maybe so can I.
People are gathering, reading a few stories out loud, and inviting their friends to tell stories. My hope is that the narratives here affirm the reader's already bold life.
Now, being out as a sex writer is one thing. Autographing 75 copies of your book of erotica for your cousins, your childhood neighbors, your mom's chiropractor, that's something else.
I saw that if I wanted to realize my childhood dream of seeing gorillas in the wild, I would have to go into the forest alone.
I was going into the brothel so I could expose the horrors inside, the hundreds of thousands of girls, sex slaves imprisoned in Bombay, India.
The next day, I was in all the main photos of the event. 100 policemen, B, me, and the Pope.
Does anyone have anything they want to share about themselves or about a woman in their life or a girl, a mother? Here has ovaries. Right. It takes guts to stand up and tell your story.
I'm going to start and somebody better come up after me.
One of the guys across the room from me muttered under his breath, "Why? They're just faggots anyway." And before I could even think, in this classroom full of people, I just said, "I can't believe you just said that." And everyone just stopped. I mean, the class was silent, everyone was shell-shocked, and I just remember after that thinking, you know, I felt good. You know, I felt proud.
This is my first time on stage with no secrets, and I'm HIV positive, but I'm proud.
And she said, say hello to the man. Thanks for coming.
What ends up happening at our events, when women and girls share their stories, the whole room erupts in applause, and people get very excited, and people cry. There's a lot of laughter, and there's a lot of tears. What's interesting about That Takes Ovaries is that when we encourage women and girls to share their stories at our events about times they were gutsy and bold, we're not just looking for stories about how they took charge of their sexuality. We're not just looking for stories about how they took charge of academia. We are looking for any stories and about any time they were brave. It has always been important for women and girls to stand up and be bold. And we encourage that, and that's what we're doing. But we're also about simply recognizing that women and girls are already standing up and being bold. It's about reframing your life. Gentlemen can share stories about the ovaries in their lives. They proudly brag about their mothers, their sisters, their daughters.
She got out of the marriage. She decided to divorce him. Decided to have a new life for herself. She's now an organizer for a union, which I never thought she would do.
One day I think she stepped into a hospital just on her own, mustered up the courage and the craziness, and spoke to somebody and said, I want a job. That was like all the English that she could muster, and I'm sure she was terrified to say these words that she couldn't barely say and barely pronounce.
Everyone who shares a story gets a chocolate egg wrapped in gold foil, a Golden Ovary Award. And most of the events are fundraisers, with half the money going to local girls groups and half the money going to groups working to end human rights abuses against women and girls around the globe, such as female genital mutilation and sex trafficking.
And I have to say that it begins with you. Love each other, pray together, lift each other. Love each other, lift each other, pray together. Oh, yeah. Love each other, pray together, lift each other. Love each other, lift each other, pray together. Oh God, dananai, batanai, dananai, simukai, dananai, simukai, dananai. Oh God, doita seko, doita seko, doita seko, doita seko, doita seko.
People across the country are inviting their friends to come in. They read a few stories, and then people tell their own stories. And these open mics are happening.
It's not always about being fearless, but it's about choosing to walk through your fear.
Pray together, pray together, hold each other, love each other. Pray together, hold each other, love each other. Love each other, lift each other.